with the last day of our training on leadership, right? So thank you, Alan, for going with us for a long journey, 2 months, I think. So we have go through many theory about leadership, and we have some discussion, question, and clarification about what is leadership. What is the difference between old leadership style and new leadership style? What is the environment affected to the leadership style, the leadership competencies, the leadership skill, the leadership planning for tools and planning for better leaders. We go last session. We go through the question and answer, talking about the how the leader should listen, how we can build trust and give trust to others, how we can improve our personal in the leadership style. Is very difficult way that we need to improve every day. It's both inside and outside. It is the outlook, and it's also the content, the skill, competencies of the leader. So we improve our personal through personal look like an iceberg that we can see 25% on the top, and we cannot see 75 at the bottom, which is the behavior, the meaning, and the attitude, and the real talented at the below the scene. So those talking, those sharing and discussion, really important for everyone to really understand what leadership is and how we can build our leadership skill and competence. And as today we can wrap up and we can discuss more and go deeper, or we can have a freestyle discussion about leadership today. Is it our main activity for today, Mr. Alan?
Yeah. Today I will just sum up what we learned.
Yeah.
So at least you have something to take away.
Yes.
And after that, I will open up for question and answers. So we will talk about any questions that you have, and then let me address it, or we can open it for a discussion. You can share your experiences, you can share your thought about leadership, and what are you going through now, what do you want to go through in 1 year time, what's your future plan, if you have, how do you want to improve your leadership skills, all these we can discuss. So let me share with you the summary of what we went through, all the modules of leadership in the last 2 months.
Yes.
Anyway, welcome and a very good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
And thank you once again, even though the crowd is not there, but then you have to share it in your S2P pages.
Yes.
Or group. Okay, leadership is very generic. When I say generic, it is an ocean. Not easy to find the depth. But you have to know a few things. Forget about the depth. You don't have to worry how deep it is, how general it is. As long as you know how to swim, as long as you know how to float in the ocean, in the deep water, good enough. So that is the mindset you must have. People can say leadership is too generic. Leadership is too generic, too heavy. I don't understand A to Z. Don't worry. As long as you know what is a leader, who is a leader, what is leadership all about, you know how to swim in the ocean, great. In the modules that we covered, we saw about organization. We saw about organization. think we will stop, wait for Anchav to come.
Yes.
Okay, let's continue. In the modules that we covered in the last 2 months, one of the first module that we talked about was organization.
Yeah.
So for different type of organizations, you have to apply different types of leadership skills. The two organizations that is very common in any operation is hierarchical, which we say conventional, and the other one is matrix organization. A conventional organization is top down. There is a lot of people sitting in the positions, and it is hierarchical. That means top to bottom. To get approval, it takes time. So that is the nature of that conventional organization. And the leadership skills that you need to have to apply to that environment is different. It is also very conventional. And for that, you have to understand the culture of that conventional organization. Not many people love it nowadays. The younger generation, they don't want the conventional organization. They want matrix organization. What is matrix organization? Matrix organization has empowerment, has delegation, has ownership. You have your own boundary to operate. You are free to move. You have your marking, your target. So that is your boundary to work with. You own it. You have empowerment. So it makes you very comfortable, especially for the younger generation. So this is the difference. And for that kind of organization, your leadership skills must be different. And that leadership skills must be the Y generation type. We talked about the Y generation, right? People who believe and work by press button approaches. They want things to happen just like that immediately. And for that, your leadership skills must be very matching to that Y generation people. So it is not the same as the conventional type. The conventional organization leadership, we call it the old dogs cannot be taught new tricks. Whereas the younger generation, the matrix organization, where everybody is empowered, they are like puppies. You throw a stick, you throw a ball, they will run for it 1,000 over times. If you really challenge them, then they will stay with you. So different types of leadership again. So conventional matrix organization, the leadership is not same. So you young people must have the mindset to understand this matrix organization. Knowing matrix organization, you can handle conventional leadership. It becomes easy for you. It is driving a lorry and driving a car. You drive a lorry, you can drive car, you can drive van, you can drive bus, you can drive motorbike. The same license you can use. Similar approach. So you must learn the matrix leadership, matrix organization leadership. So that is the summary for the organization and the leadership. Now coming to culture. Every company, every organization has culture. Some don't have culture. A company that doesn't has a culture, a solid culture, the company cannot grow up very fast. So if your company has no culture, then try to set up the culture. As a leader, you need to have a platform to stand on, a platform to rest, to make it stable. So as a leader, you must follow the company culture. Culture must be very, very strong inside you. As you change companies, the culture also changes. The good culture, you keep it with you. The positive culture, you keep it with you. The negative one, throw it away. You see? So as you move companies, as you move organizations, your leadership also will change. So that is on the culture side. Culture, you cannot run away. As a leader, you must accept that culture. Very, very key. Huh? Now, let's come to the people. Today, people all are very young people. The old people already retired. So the old people, the sleeping dogs, the old dogs are all gone already. So today generation, all are the X and Y generation who are very energetic like you people, who are charged, waiting to explode. So you as a leader must give them the opportunity to explore. Don't stop them. Let them make mistakes. Let them learn from the mistakes. So as a leader, you must be very open. Don't come to judgment yet. Yes, one side the company, your manager says, hey, budget, cut costs. Yes. But things had to move. Projects had to go. Good practices had to be put in place. Product quality must improve. Customer satisfaction is important. Continuous improvement is a must. So with all these, with budget cut costs, and your manager pushing for meeting the target, meeting the goal, is a big challenge you have with people. So your people management must be very good. Interactive management, communication skills, listening skills, management styles, conflict management, conducting effective meetings, interviewing the right people, sharing information, giving feedback. All this becomes part and parcel of your everyday work life. You cannot run away from that. Okay. So I just touch up in summary on the organization, the culture, the people. Is there any questions on these three?
I think the culture is still something that not very clear, because we may have different culture, and if we live in a mixed culture, like in some foreign companies, some corporation, in some mixed culture like Japan and Western style, we usually have different way of working. And sometimes we really confuse how to really recognize the real culture of the organization.
You see, culture is very diversified. Like Vietnam is a growing country. The investments from overseas is coming like nobody business. A lot of people are investing to run business in Vietnam. Why foreigners want to invest in Vietnam? Cheap labor. First thing is cheap labor. Second thing is the skill, workforce skill level. So these are the two keys. And the other thing that is helping the investors is the government tax exemptions. The government is giving a lot of levy for the foreign investors. So with this all in mind, they're coming to invest. Slowly, there will be a lot of foreign investors, multinational companies coming into Vietnam. And the cross culture, we call it the diversity culture, is not going to be the same. You may have Americans, you may have Filipinos, you can have Malaysians, you can have Singaporeans, you can have Chinese, plus Vietnamese. So with these 6 cross-culture breed in a company like Vietnam, not easy to have good leadership skills, because you are a Vietnamese and you're already, you know, your whole self outside and inside. We talk about the iceberg, is it? The top and the bottom of the iceberg, the 25 and the 75. You are very Vietnamese. You see, for you to change your mindset is not easy. It takes time. If you work in a Vietnamese company, yeah, you can manage. The culture is same. But you work in a multinational company, a EMS company, then you have to understand the Western culture. You have to understand the Asian culture. In the Asian culture, there are many, many races. We have the Chinese, we have the Indians, we have the Filipinos who are very Spanish and Portuguese. We have the Singaporeans who are again very Chinese, but high-end Chinese. They are very screwed up, cocky Chinese. Same like the Honkies. The Honkies are also very high-end Chinese, like Singaporeans. So when you have this kind of people and you're working and interacting with them, your leadership skills must be very polished, must be polished. And you have to have a diversified leadership style. Diversified. Not easy. And leadership is too generic. It is an ocean. As long as you know how to float, as long as you know how to swim, as long as you know how to manage your energy in the ocean, slowly you can learn the leadership styles. Leadership you cannot learn one day, cannot learn in 1 week, cannot learn in 1 year. Minimum you need to have 3 to 5 years to understand how to swim in the ocean, how to float in the ocean, how to get all the scrap, the scrap rubbish in the ocean, and to build a small floating catamaran, we call it, a sailing ship. So you need to have 3 to 5 years to understand the leadership style, the to-dos and don'ts, before you can really swim in the ocean of leadership. Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions you have?
Thảo, do you have any question, Thảo?
Cô dịch hỏi em đi, là hồi nãy em có nói là em có nghe thầy nói là về con người là phải thử thách họ, phải không? Phải thử thách nhân viên á, thì bây giờ em muốn hỏi là làm sao để tách biệt được cái việc là thử thách nhân viên và ép buộc họ. Nhiều khi mình không khéo thì nó sẽ trở thành là ép buộc họ.
Okay.
Thì em muốn hỏi.
Alan, Thảo have questions like this. You mentioned about the people, number 3 item that you talk about the people, and we have to challenge our people, right?
Yes.
So she said that how we do things to recognize that we challenge the employee. We are not force them or push them or really give them a pressure.
You see, one of the things you have to understand as a leader, setting goals, the right goals. As a leader, as an individual, you must set goals. We are not talking about your JD, your job description is so, put it aside. We are talking about small projects, goals that you wanted to include for that 1 year, 12 months of your performance that you want your manager to measure you. So management asks you to set goals. Ask the leader to set goals. So you will be measured by the goals. So the goals are very important. The goals, individual goals must be aligned with company department goals, and the department goals must be aligned with company goals. So this is the chain that we are looking at. Goal setting is very important. As a leader, you follow the goals. You make sure your subordinate or you achieve the goals on time. Achieve the goals as what you have said you will do. That's all. No more, no less. If you do it diligently, with high quality, with a lot of love and passion, and it meets the manager's requirement and the standard. That's it. That's what people want. So managing the people part is by setting goals, the right goals. The day work that they have to do, that one you don't have to worry. That's why you hired them, right? The learning is in the setting of the goals. A person who becomes very skillful, the KSA, knowledge, skills, and attributes, is normally through the goals that you set for your people. So the goal setting is very, very important. And that is measured. Your day-to-day activities, your JD is not measurable. No need to measure. For that, you are getting the salary, your monthly salary. Contractually, you sign. Anything more than your salary is a reward, is a gift. That is based on your KPI, your goals. That is the way a leader should manage the people. So once the people do their job good, plus the goals they achieve on time, then you give a good reward. The company say, yes, approve the rewards in the form of increments. The person is very happy. Tomorrow morning he wakes up, he smile and happy to come to work. That's what you want. If you can achieve that, then the people relationship is great. Now, understand? Interactive management, emotional management. People wake up, love to come to work. People die for you. People trust you. People love you. If you can create an environment like that, then the people all are very close with you. Then you can easily manage them. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, let's continue. The next one is the structure of the company, the structure of the organization. When you talk about the structure, what is inside the structure are the various departments, the various functions, the various SOPs, and then the policies and procedures that you have. The policies and procedures, we call it the process, the system. So you need to have a structure, you need to have a system. Everybody had to understand the system. Everybody must know what is an SOP. HR must have their own SOP. Manufacturing must have their own SOP. Materials department must have their own SOPs. HR, training officer, must have their own policies and procedures. CNB, compensation and benefits, must have their own process and procedures. That is the system. That is the process, procedures. So once you have a structure very systematically designed and somebody is taking care of it. In our ISO requirement, we call it QMS, Quality Management System. The ISO standards, ISO 9000. So the standards comes in now. You have a structure, you have a system, you have QMS. So QMS is a quality management system. The caretaker is quality department, QA. And there will be a document controller responsible for this. All the structure, the system, the documents, the contracts, everything is safe kept in one place. You as a leader, you have to understand how it is done. Every company today, every organization today, they follow ISO 9000 requirement. And everybody has a QMS system. As a leader, you have to understand this. You have to go and find out where the system is, who is the owner, how it is done. It's all in software. It is all in the company intranet, common shared drives. Only certain people have access, authority. So you have to understand this. So that is the system and structure. Okay.
Yeah.
Any questions on this?
Is it's really important that we have a QMS system and we have a real structure. But in those small company and on the way we build the structure and build the system, how we can see which part we may lose, we may not fill in the gap, or which how we have a checklist to make sure that we have all things done.
It all depends. Like I said, I'm trying to be very picky. I'm trying to be the devil. If I want to go and work for a company, I want to go and work for a good company. Agree? It makes sense or not?
Yes.
A company that is already established, or a new company that is not established, a startup company,
yeah,
but they are going to follow a certain standard requirement. You know, they are going to go into QMS. There's a lot of learning there.
Yeah.
Another company that is already started up, is a very established company. They have a system. They have a good structure. They are in QMS. Everything, they are number one. So you as a freshie, you as a leader mindset, for you to be a cheetah, to run with the cheetahs, you have to join companies that is already very well established. One. Or a startup company that is like a cheetahs. They are number one companies in other countries. Now they're going to open up a operation in Vietnam. So they are the cheetahs now. So you must go and run with them. You must go and join them to learn all the latest technology. You see?
Yeah.
So what is stopping you from thinking like that? That's why I call you have to run with the cheetahs. Go for the best. That's why you can open up yourself and then you can explore. There will be a lot of talents hidden inside you. If you're not putting yourself to the right test, to the right challenges, you will never know your potential. You can be a very good performer, but there is a lot of potential inside you that is not coming out. That is talent. That we call talent. Okay. Yeah. So first thing first, what you want in life? Do you want to grow very fast, to be running with the cheetahs, or you want to go very slow to be running with the tortoise?
Okay. Yeah.
The choice is yours. So a good leader can have many options. A leader normally take challenges. Why the tortoise is running very slow? Why cannot I make it run fast? A leader can think like that also. I don't want to work for a company that is already a cheetah, that is not going to give any challenges for me. I want a company that is drowning, that is in a difficult situation. I want to go and help them out. Also leadership thinking. Also is leadership thinking.
Yeah.
So leadership is very wide. It can be positive growth or continuous improvement growth for developing the people who are struggling. They don't have directions.
Yeah.
You see, they don't have the right skill sets. So you go there, want to help them. Also possible. So if you are the pioneer, the first person to have this mindset, the leadership thinking, to go and help them, when everything becomes successful, 100% I can bet you, you'll be very well rewarded. Yes, there'll be a lot of rewards for you in the form of promotions, in the form of perks, incentives. People will love you. The smile coming from people every time they see you, that is already a reward, you see. So success leadership is internal. That's why I say leadership has nothing to do, I will rephrase it. Leadership has a lot to do with passion. Second is intelligence. You see, you need to have that passion. Many people will try to work for a good company, would like to run with the cheetahs because they already very well organized. No, or very less people would like to help out the people who are struggling, help out companies that are bankrupt, because a lot of hard work you have to put in. So you need to have that passion. If you're going to use your brain, your intelligence, everybody will go to run with the cheetah. Not many people will like to help the struggling people. You understand what I say? So leadership, first thing first, has a lot to do with passion, love. Second, only intelligence.
Yeah.
That's why not many people can become good leaders, because we are very highly educated. We are good in this, but not so good here.
Yeah.
So that is on the focus on the question that you asked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Alan. We on this summarization, we discuss again about the organization. We understand the leadership style will have to be fixed with the different organization style to define the two most major style is hierarchical and matrix organization. And we go to the second sum up is the culture. The culture is the one that every leader must understand, must set up, and must show the culture. So every people know what's the culture of the organization, and the leader have responsibility to make sure the culture work. And number three is that the people, when we're talking about people, we're talking about X and Y generation, which is very energetic, which is different from the old style, but very different and new style of model of working in a way of thinking as a mindset thinking as well. And we go to sum up, and the number four is we're talking about the structure. Every organization have to have the clear structure, have to follow the ISO system, and have qualification management, quality management system, that everything must be under control, must have procedure, must have SOP, and every people make sure that they understand their work, the SOP or procedure they have to follow. And the leader have the responsibility to make sure the company have structure, and the leader and the follower know the structure to follow. Those are the four main items that we discussed in this section. And we may break for 10 minutes and come back at the second section. We're talking about leadership sum up today.
Okay.
Thank you very much, and see you.
Thank you. See you.
Yeah.
Bye.